Some of you have asked me to see more Southern California gardens. Well, I aim to please. Today I am in Oceanside, California, which is about how far from San Diego?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. And we're going to see the fabulous backyard garden of Alex and Liz. And we're going to sit down and have a chat and find out how it all happens. And we're going to have a lot of fun, so stick around. Their 4,000 square foot hillside garden started out as backfill, Alex said, when they moved there over 15 years ago. But Liz had a vision for a lush garden. Today, she has over 500 tomato plants in 50 varieties, as well as hundreds of other vegetables and flowers, over 20 fruit trees, and 2 massive passion fruit vines. Little by little, she hauled up bags of compost to build soil and used reclaimed materials Alex brought home from construction sites to create the terraced rows. She herself pounded in stakes with a sledgehammer and uses chicken wire to support cucumbers, squash, and other vining plants. They also serve as barriers between terraces. In the spring, Liz is eager to get going and buys a few nursery plants. But most of what you see here, she started from seeds in the greenhouse Alex built for her.
Now, it makes you more proud of yourself.
More of a sense of fulfillment.
Yes, it is more fulfilling for me to grow my own seeds.
A patch of corn anchors one end of the hillside garden, and her onions and shallots moor the opposite end. And there are brightly colored flowers everywhere.
Oh, the hummingbird.
Liz has so many plants, she says, that if something doesn't do well or gets aphids, she pulls it out and puts something else in its place. Her artistry is evident from every view of the garden. They installed rainbird sprinklers at the top, which, with its good drainage, waters the whole hillside. She mixes up species of plants to confuse pests and keeps lots of airflow around plants to cut down on fungal diseases, and the hot sun in Oceanside does the rest.
And you let water hit these leaves and you don't get covered in mildew?
Nope.
I
I think it's because of the wind and the
Direct sunlight heating it up.
Oh, that's what it is.
Sun and the hill. Drainage.
Liz utilizes the chop and drop method wherever she's working, so she doesn't have to keep hauling in more compost. I found the hillside a bit challenging, but it doesn't faze Liz one bit. Liz is more attracted to color than the vegetables and flowers themselves, which is why she grows every color available. Liz uses all of her tomato varieties in her dishes, not just the paste tomatoes, and likes to create her own dishes or recreate dishes she's tried in restaurants. Using recipes is a big no-no for her.
I'm an artist, so artists like to be original, so I do everything from my head.
There's a small passion fruit covered gazebo near the top middle of the hillside, and we took a break from the mid-July sun.
Now I'm spending about 5 hours a day in the garden, but before, when the season was beginning, I was spending 8 hours, maybe more, in the garden a day, trying to get everything going. The reason why I planted a garden is because I like to give back, share, produce. It's the challenge of it all. It's a learning experience. It's teaching my children how to garden, how to be self-sustaining. So, because you never know what's going to be their future. So, it's really important.
But that's not the whole garden. She has a huge flat side yard. Where she has an art studio, raised beds, and a greenhouse, which is conveniently designed as a walkthrough. Workstations are set up along the sidewall. This lush garden is a magnet for birds and pollinators. I saw a number of monarch butterflies that day. This area once served as a play area with a trampoline, but Liz created a huge pentagon raised bed with a path around it, which serves as an incubator for her tomato starts.
A lot of these plants are little seedlings that need to go on the hill still, so.
She starts out with little seedlings, and then she decides where she wants to plant them, and then a lot of times she'll plant them there and she goes, well, I don't like them there, and so she'll move them again. So a lot of these little seedlings get moved 4 or 5 times.
I saw literally hundreds of ripe tomatoes in every color, many of which she bags to deter rats.
I bag the tomatoes because we have a rat problem, and they happen to always know when they're ripe. So right before they get ripe, I put a bag over them.
500 tomato plants, that's...
Well, I only bag the larger ones that I really care about.
Liz is an artist, a jewelry maker, a florist, not to mention a mom of 3 kids, and they have a few animals. Do you sleep at all?
No, no, I don't. No, I don't like to sleep. It's not in my schedule.
It's counterproductive.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's too time consuming
Yes,
to sleep.
it is. It is. I can't get anything done if I sleep. So I like things to be in their place. When I watch your videos, I always try to take advice from your videos, you know, as far as like mixing it up, mixing the flowers. I was really interested in heirloom tomatoes. I'm going to pick this, we're going to weigh it in, then you're going to take it home. It's a Mr. Stripey, so it's a bicolor. I looked up on the YouTube channel, Heirloom Tomato Harvest, Heirloom Tomatoes, and there was several channels that came up, and then we came across your channel. We very much enjoyed watching you. You were very down to earth. You had great information, you know, you're very accurate about a lot of things. And listening to you was entertaining and soothing, you know, so you became our favorite channel.
How long have you been gardening?
I have been gardening for about 20 years or more. I like to go big, you know. I like to overdo it. Well, of course, I plant more things than, you know, I can obviously use in our family. I just love a lot of plants. I mean, it just never is enough.
Well,
you know.
I see that you've incorporated a ton of flowers in with your vegetables.
I incorporated flowers because I love the color. I love flowers. I'm a florist as well, so I do want to grow my own flowers to make flower arrangements. And then through the years of learning about gardening, learning more and more and more, I found, you know, certain plants were beneficial to bringing the pollinators in, and certain plants were beneficial for planting to deter pests, you know, like basil and tomato and marigolds and things like that. So I'm always learning.
And do you have milkweed?
Yes, yes.
And how much milkweed do you have? And where is it?
It's just random all throughout the garden. The milkweed is random.
Did you start planting it once and then it decided where it wanted to be?
Yes, we did plant it one time and it spread.
What's your role in the garden? What's your role, Alex, and what's your role, Liz?
I'm the gardener, the one that does all the plants, all the dirt, all the...
Planning?
Yes, yes.
And Alex?
My role is go fix this or go build this.
I absolutely love gardening. It's one of my greatest passions.
What do you find fulfilling about gardening?
A tiny little seed produces into this massive plant and produces all this fruit or all these vegetables and things, and it just amazes me. The landscaping was absolutely different than this. I mean, we tore out everything, you know, little by little, and transformed it. I started out with one garden box. I brought in bags and bags of compost over the years, piled it on top of each other, and I have random compost piles. I use straw for the walking paths and for mulch as well.
Yeah. That's probably one of your jobs, right, Alex?
Absolutely.
We loved your channel so much, and my husband suggested that we write to you, and so I wrote to you. You know, at first I was a little nervous. I said, oh, you know, my garden's not that great. It's, you know, just a garden. You responded, and here you are now, looking at my garden. I'm still in shock, really. It's hard to believe that you're actually here and everything, because, you know, you're always on camera. You're like famous to me. I know you're not going to be happy with me, but I do have sprinklers on the top section of the hill and the bottom section of the hill that overlap and water every bit of the garden.
After a tour of the garden and greenhouse, it was time to gather under the larger passion fruit gazebo and taste some of her tomatoes. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that cool looking? Huh?
Leo, I'm going to eat all these, okay?
Here is a Mr. Stripey. This is a Paul Robeson. This is a Kellogg's Breakfast. This is a Emerald Evergreen. And this one is Cherokee Green. And this one is Black from Tula.
Liz and Alex's garden is a feast for the eyes, and now we're going to have a feast in our mouth. I can't wait, I'm starving. Which one should I start with? Let's start with that one. I want to try this one next. Now that's going to totally round us out. Liz's insatiable appetite for growing plants necessarily results in her giving away a lot of food. Before I left, they rounded up many pounds of tomatoes, cucumbers, shallots, and Asian pears for me to take, a lot of which I had to give away.
So you grow the shallot, just one bulb, and then it'll produce like about 5 to 8 fingers coming off of it. Looks like a hand. I pull them just as I need them, even if they're ready to pull. I just like to keep them in the ground. So this one formed like about 6 heads.
Well, this has been so awesome. Thank you so much for contacting me. And this is Hayden, and she's holding Rocket, the rescue guinea pig, right? Yes. Can I hold Rocket? Yes. Oh. Now he's gonna wanna, oh, there we go. Oh, perfect.
He's a camera hog.
Oh, Rocket, are you ready for your close-up? Well, don't forget to thumbs up the video, share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you for watching, everybody.
Here you go. That's the first time I've had a guinea pig in my hands in my whole life. Well, you know, with cats, it's like eating, grooming, and sleeping. What else is there, you know?